Hey up everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all good. Happy Easter. I hope you're having a good Easter weekend. I hope you're all behaving yourselves. Right, today I'm checking out 4 ways British and American Easter food is subtly different. I did do Amy Joy's yesterday, 5 USA traditions. But there's only one that was a bit different, and that was the plastic eggs where you can actually put money and just all random stuff in there. But us here is just basically chocolate eggs, all the same, just from different brands. That's it. But yeah, let's check out the actual subtle differences. I like Lawrence's content, so I'll give it a like. Get on with it. Let's go. Oh, gotta press play, Anna.
Easter, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and appropriately, one of those memos pertains to Easter itself, specifically the food that we eat at Easter. Try saying that after 12 sherries. Haven't had that many this morning. That was last night. So I've been umming and ahhing whether to do this video or not, given the circumstances of being in quarantine. And then I just thought, what would Jesus do? He probably didn't have a video camera, to be honest. But I think he would have wanted to go ahead with this in order to let Brits know what to expect when they see the shopping aisles at Easter in America. It's not exactly the same. Now, there is another reason that I ummed and ahed about doing this video. It's because the differences aren't so marked as they are for, say, Christmas. You know, you've got an absolute staple of differences there. You've got turkey versus ham, Christmas pudding versus pumpkin pie. So Jesus' birthday is just, it's easier. The differences with Easter are more subtle, and you sort of have to generalise a tad as well. So it's not a case of Britain does this thing and America doesn't. It's a case of Britain does this thing more than America does this thing.
So yeah, as I saw from the Amy Joy video that I did yesterday, that we basically do the same stuff, just one side may do it a little bit more obvious than the other.
So
Us with
let's
the
just
eggs.
keep that in mind as we're going through this
The
video.
big chocolate
Without
eggs, should I
further
say.
ado, let's crack the egg and see what's inside, apart from the yolk. So I did talk about this a little bit last year with my wife. That's Old Fashioned AF. Check her out on YouTube.
Oh,
Not
I
in
didn't know
that
his
way.
missus did
Just
it as well.
go and subscribe to her channel, in which we talked about some of the differences between candy, Easter-based candy. And one of the things that came up in that very conversation was that in Britain, we tend to promote the idea of the Easter egg, right? And I know that we have Easter eggs in America. We even have them in the form that you would find in Britain. But
It's literally all about the egg here. All about the chocolate egg.
a big thing in Britain, specifically for children and me. And they're these sort of large hollow chocolate eggs, right? They're about half the size of my face, or the total size of a normal human face, right? And inside them they have other
Normal
little
human face.
chocolates. So for example, you might get an egg that it's branded under Cadbury's mini eggs, and inside you have a bag of mini eggs, right? That's a really nice surprise, and it's something that is very
You will have a pack of mini eggs, but you'll be lucky to have 5 inside the pack.
very
Hardly
common.
only.
Most British children would expect to get about 7 of those every year. That was just me, right? Thanks, Mum. She's not really here.
No,
It was
kids
a
tend to
fictional
get loads.
conversation. And you'll see them all over the chocolate aisle at Easter time in Britain. Whereas here, I have seen them. I mean, they occasionally do crop up, but there's not typically going to be a large variety of Cadbury brands. In the large egg form, I mean, both countries do Cadbury mini eggs, but what you are more likely to see in the US in terms of hard, hollow chocolate
Don't Hershey's make a Easter egg? I'd have thought they would. I don't know why. I'd have thought they would.
is the Easter bunny turns up a lot. And again, just to throw this back to Britain, of course you find hollow chocolate bunnies there too. They're hidden behind all the eggs, and so you can't see the woods for the trees. Again, that's not what that
It's about
phrase
right.
means. In America, you will find them. I think Russell Stover makes them, doesn't he? Or it? It's a company. I don't. And inside, you
Never
might
heard.
find more little chocolate in wrappers inside the bunny, not in Russell Stover. Hot cross buns, right? If you've ever read any of those popular BuzzFeed posts about, Easter food that only the Brits would do, well, the truth is it sort of did originate in England, or at least the form we know now.
I haven't got a clue of any traditional Easter food, so this will be new to me, this one.
There's even evidence of it being banned during the Elizabethan period. The thing is, you can get
What
them in
don't
the
get
United
banned
States,
here?
and some people, and I stress some, would consider them part of the Easter tradition. I'm sure there are plenty of Americans watching this right now who are stuffing their mouths with hot cross buns. If that's you, let me know in the comments below. Just don't.
Right, see, yeah, these are sweets, but I'd have put that down with The Easter eggs and that, the hot cross buns. This, yeah. I didn't think of that, to be fair, but that is a big one.
Right with your mouth full. But it's not as widespread. In Britain,
I
it's
thought it
actually
meant
punishable
meals.
by death if you don't eat one at Easter. So that's why I fled to America. In Britain, particularly on Good Friday, hot cross buns are absolutely central to the
They are
diet of the
good.
weekend. And same in America when they are eaten, I should point that out. So if you are stuffing your mouth with them right now, you're 2 days too late. I suppose it's good to have leftovers, isn't it? And the cross, of course, represents the crucifix. So you might have that and then a piece of toast with the image of Christ in it. They're lovely with a bit of butter. And if you're wondering why I'm not doing a taste test of that or the Easter eggs or any of the other things on this list, it's because we've run out of food just when I decided to do this video. Walgreens round here
Munched it
doesn't
all.
have hot cross buns. It doesn't have toilet paper either. We've sort of moved on to the rags. It's
Okay.
particularly sad that I don't get to try either of these because you would witness a first. I've never had carrot cake or Simnel cake. I had a very sheltered childhood, it turns out. Until this
Never heard of Seminole cake. I've been hearing of Seminole tribe, Florida tribe. Is that to do with that? Is that Seminole cake? That's the only time I've ever heard of Seminole from doing the college entrance reactions. That's the only time I've ever heard of that. Am I saying it right? I think. What did he say? Seminole.
Really sad that I don't get to try either of these because you would witness a first. I've never had carrot cake or Simnel cake. I had a very
No, he's saying Simnel there, not the same thing. So I never heard of that cake, and I never had carrot cake.
sheltered childhood, it turns out. Until this past weekend, I didn't realise that in Britain, kids also go egg hunting like they do. I thought that was an American tradition, and it turns out it's not. It didn't even start in America. We've been doing it for centuries, and my parents
We
just
just
didn't
don't do
tell
it
me.
anymore.
So
See,
thank
there we go. An entire generation or two must have skipped that out on us, because I never knew it to be a thing here neither.
Thankfully, they did allow me to watch horror films when I was 9. They might not have found out about that. Sorry if you're finding this out for
No
the first
Easter
time,
egg
Mum
hunt,
and
but
Dad.
you can watch
And
Freddy
again, I
Krueger.
think this goes back to being sheltered because until yesterday I didn't even know what Simnel cake was, much less that it was a British staple at this time of year. Apparently, though, I'm not alone because
I want to see if I can spell it. Seminole cake. Seminole cake. I ain't got a clue what he's saying, but hopefully the internet's cleverer than me and it picks up. No. I want to know how he said it.
because until yesterday I didn't even know what Simnel cake was.
Simnel. Have you ever heard of Simnel cake, Emma? You ignoring me? Yeah. Here we go. Images. Traditional, like fruit cake. Okay, there we go. Got there in the end. Don't particularly like fruit cake, so I'm not particularly mad that I've never heard of it. Alright, carry on with it. I just wanted to check what it were. I know what carrot cake is, just never had it.
Much less that it was a British staple at this time of year. Apparently, though, I'm not alone because I put out a poll yesterday on YouTube, which over
That's how we
7,000
spell it.
people took, and of those, only 1% said that they eat Simnel cake at this time of year. I mean, that could be to do with the fact that most of my audience is American and they've just never heard of Simnel. Simnel cake, it turns out, it's a type of fruit cake that people eat in Britain this time of year. So in a way, sort of like a Christmas pudding, except nothing like it and 1,000 times more decadent, and in this case with Cadbury mini eggs on it. So if that's not enough to make me move back to Britain, I don't know what is. And in case you were wondering, that was a joke. Reading around, it seems as if the popularity of Simnel cake may have waned in recent years, but people still eat it on Easter Sunday, so I included it for that reason. And on that same poll, I wanted to tease carrot cake because I'd read on the internet that Americans like to eat carrot cake at this time of year.
I'd not had cheesecake until about 5 or 6 years ago. Oh my god, I genuinely thought it tastes like cheese. It doesn't. It's so nice, and I'm so annoyed that I never had it before. I have it all the time now.
20% of you, apparently, according to this, and so it's not as widespread as the internet would have me believe. But you're eating it a darn sight more than you're eating Simil Cake, and 69% of you said you're eating no cake. What's going on? Why have we suddenly stopped eating cake as a people? That should be illegal. And then finally 10% went with other, and I've read the comments and it looks like coconut cake is leading in the miscellaneous category. So let me know in the comments below what you're stuffing your mouth with, and do keep it to food. This is a Sunday. And now that we've got the desserts out of the way, we're going to skip to the main course, and I've just realised that's not in chronological order. Do you have a time machine? I don't. The main difference here is the meat that you eat with your Uncle Pete. I don't know what. In America, just like at Christmas in the Midwest or, other places, people traditionally eat ham. And I'm not saying people don't do this in Britain. I mean, there are going to be British families watching this that do indeed.
From all the TV shows and all the movies and that I've watched that have come out of America, I know ham's a huge thing. A huge thing.
Use ham, right? You don't really use ham, do you? You eat it. I don't want to know about the alternative. But one alternative to ham is lamb, and all I need now is some clam that I can eat on a tram. I'm not a poet, right? Or I am big pentameter. Sorry, I just had to get that in there. But in America, lamb is not something you'd expect to find on the dinner table at Easter or most times of the year. Don't get me wrong, you can get lamb in America, right? But you're less likely to, just because per square mile there are just fewer sheep than in Britain. And can we look that up after this? I don't know that for a fact.
Sheep's everywhere.
I'm going off observation, looking at the hillsides of England. I can ruddy well guess that there are more sheep. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below how you're spending your Easter, hopefully at home.
See, that makes sense. Sunday dinner, obviously Easter Sunday dinner, swapping the usual beef or chicken or whatever to lamb. Yeah, see, I imagine a lot of people do that. That makes a lot of sense.
With your family, or even with, your Cadbury's cream eggs, which by now might even be your family. Don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm active on Twitter. I post there multiple times a day, and I also respond to comments. And in the words of Marjorie1297, I'm an absolute hoot. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at Lost in the Pond US. And don't forget, to prevent my videos from getting lost in the pond, please subscribe today by hitting my stupid little face and then clicking my bell. In all seriousness, I can't thank my patrons enough for what they do for my channel. If you look back at some of my old videos from like the first weeks of me doing this, they look rubbish compared to what they look now. And that's all down to my patrons. What they do for my channel. If you look back at some of my old videos from like the first weeks of me doing this, they look rubbish compared to what they look now, and that's all down to my patrons.
We get better
not
with
the
time.
It looking rubbish bit,
Hopefully.
but it looking much better now bit, right? They've helped me to conjure up new equipment, not like in a magic way, but just I purchased them on Amazon. If you would like to support the channel and see it grow even more and become the thing it's destined to be, which I still don't know what that is at this point, then go to patreon.com/lostinthepond. It only takes 5 minutes to sign up, and any pledge amount that you can give will be much appreciated by yours truly and my cat. He's really fond of patrons. Take care, have a great Easter, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to hit my stupid little face to subscribe, and please share this video with the world. Hit me up on Twitter.
Right, no, well, I enjoyed that, but again, subtle differences. It's basically all the same. Only difference I got from the two videos that I've checked out this weekend is the plastic egg thing. But yeah, it surprised me that it was a thing here, but a couple of generations must have skipped out on it because I never knew it to be a thing here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff if you want to, and enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Easter. Goodbye.